Alright, if it sounds like I'm a little sick at the moment, it's because I am, like I'm a little stuffy or congested. So sorry in advance if there's, come on buddy, focus. Sorry in advance if I cut at random times because I'm coughing or I need to blow my nose. But yeah, let's get this video started. Okay, so in today's video, I'll be discussing a topic that's been going through the current affairs last week, today. I was going to mention it maybe like a week ago, but I figured I had other topics I want to talk about, so we'll talk about it in this video. And that is that the Dead Sea is drying up. Now, a lot of the headlines are saying that the Dead Sea is dying or it's disappearing. These are all false. It's not dying or disappearing. As the name suggests, Dead Sea, it's not dying. It's shrinking, or for use of better words, evaporating rather quickly. Now, for some of you who may not know what the Dead Sea is exactly, well, the Dead Sea is currently situated between Israel and Jordan, and it's got a lot of inflow from various rivers or streams such as the Sea of Galilee, Oklahoma, I think I said that right, and the Jordan River. It also is devoid of pretty much all life except for extremophile bacteria, which are, as the name suggests, bacteria that can survive in extreme conditions, such as the highly saline conditions of the Dead Sea, that can be found nowhere else in the world. Now, as I said before, it is also the saltiest place on Earth, second only to you. Damn! I'm sorry, that was rude. Anyway. Yes, it is extremely salty. In fact, it's 10 times saltier than the ocean. This is because any of the water that enters the stream actually gets evaporated almost instantly because it is quite warm. Also, it retains a lot of the salt during this evaporation process because salt is denser than water. The water gets evaporated and the salt molecules get left behind. I gotta be a little bit more enthusiastic. I can't let this sickness beat me. Okay. The Dead Sea is currently drying up at a rate of roughly 1 meter per year. Now, with it being the lowest point on Earth, I think it was roughly 430 or 450 meters below sea level. With a rate of 1 meter per year of it drying up or evaporating, we're expecting to see it reach to about 560 meters below sea level at the end of the century, if this downward trend of evaporation continues. Now, at some point, the evaporation in the Dead Sea was equal to the inflow of fresh water, and this is why previously the evaporation of the water in the Dead Sea wasn't necessarily shrinking the Dead Sea quick enough for it to cause any major damage. In the 1960s and the 1950s, 2 pumping stations were built in the Sea of Galilee and Yarmouk stream. That was what I was trying to say before. I don't know why I said Yokohama. I am an idiot. I'm sorry. But 2 pumping stations were placed in these streams by Jordan and by Israel, in which they would pump the fresh water away from the Dead Sea and use it for desalination and agricultural purposes. So this evaporation that was equal to its inflow of fresh water then began to decrease. So the evaporation now does not equal the inflow of fresh water because all of that fresh water is being diverted somewhere else. So today, approximately 50 cubic meters of fresh water from the Jordan River reaches the Dead Sea. Previously, in the 1950s, that was roughly 1.3 million cubic meters of fresh water. That's a 90% decrease in fresh water entering the Dead Sea. Whew. So, you're probably thinking, well, the Dead Sea is devoid of life, as you said, so it only houses bacteria. We can't really use the water there because it's highly saline, as you said. So, what's the point of worrying around it? Well, you see, we need to worry about it, okay? Here's why. With the water receding out of the Dead Sea, well, evaporating, I guess, and it shrinking, a lot of the soil around where the water used to be is highly unstable and creating sinkholes. This is because the underground freshwater aquifers are receding. This is causing the salt below the ground to dissolve. This is causing a soil chemical reaction where it's scientifically creating soil chemical dissolution in the soil, making it unstable and causing sinkholes. You've probably seen sinkholes. If you haven't, that's a sinkhole. Oh, being sick sucks. So there are roughly 3,000 sinkholes, unstable sinkholes, around the Dead Sea. And these have actually, as of now, well, previously and today, forever, since they began, been sinking roads, buildings, and infrastructure. The hotel that's currently near the Dead Sea is expected to be hit by a sinkhole. It's expected to be hit by a sinkhole at some point. So a lot of environmental scientists are warning any infrastructure that are planning to build around the Dead Sea to take caution, as it is highly unstable soil. Furthermore, the soil around the Dead Sea houses some of the richest minerals on Earth. Calcium, potassium, and magnesium are being overexploited within the soils as a use of cosmetics, chemical products, and table salts. Why did that take so long? So now you're probably wondering, okay, so the Dead Sea has some nice minerals involved, you know, keep my food nice and salty. There's also sinkholes around the area, so we should probably try and restore the water levels so we don't get that many sinkholes. Correct, yes. How can we fix it? Well, look, the problem, we can't fix it. We can't fix it, okay? What we can do is we can mitigate the damage or mitigate any future damage it may cause. And this is how we might, I'm using that, put that word in bold, might be able to do it. Because this is not a surefire method of fixing this problem. Trying to create sustainable agricultural practices in Israel could prove to be potentially difficult because of the economic standpoint of the country, meaning that costs for technology and improvements of agricultural management may not be cheap. It's definitely not cheap when you think about it. Some tactics have been put into place, such as fixing pipelines so there's minimal to no leakage of water, as well as improving irrigation systems so that roughly 25% of the fresh water can still be used and placed back into the Dead Sea. But this is all still up in the air. We don't know if this is even going to work or if it's even possible. So currently, this is the interesting one. Currently, an action plan has been set into place to pump 300 million cubic cubic meters. Oh, my brain's fried. 300 million cubic meters of water from the Red Sea. So here's the problem with that idea. One, the Red Sea would have a different density and different minerals, different density and minerals in the water compared to the Dead Sea. So the Dead Sea is technically not a sea, it's kind of a lake. Dead Sea, different type of density compared to the Red Sea. We mix the two, you could be disrupting a lot of chemistry in that water, as well as the extremophile bacteria that are used to that area. Not to mention that you may also bring in algal blooms that could suffocate a lot of the waterways between the Dead Sea and the Red Sea. So if they're wanting to extract 300 million cubic meters of water, how is this not going to affect the current life in the Red Sea? That's like 300 million cubic meters is a lot of water. So how is that not going to affect the marine life or the coral reefs of the Red Sea? So those are the current action plans, but you see none of it has actually been given the okay, because we don't actually know how effective this is all going to be. Anyway, that's the end of the video. Hope you like it. Make sure you subscribe. I think it's on this side. There it is. I think it's over here. Make sure you subscribe, leave a like and a comment, and make sure you educate, don't eradicate. Check out Cape Class, because 15% of all of their proceedings go towards non-profit organizations, which is dope. And I will see you guys next Wednesday. Sorry if this video wasn't long or if it wasn't as cheerful. I'm sick. I'm trying. Okay. Bye.